Hi, welcome to Geek Talk. My name is Jonathan Chestnut. Today with me I've got Kaylin Nome and Josh Soul Train from the high school around here. And we're going to be talking about various geek topics. So we're just going to jump right into it. Today we're going to start with TV because that's what they picked. Of course, we always have to start with Flash. Who's up? Who's not?
The Flash has been very interesting, like how they're bringing Caitlin Snow's powers in now, and how it really isn't her who's bad, but it's kind of like the girl from the last episode. What was her name? The girl who could...
Frost.
No, the purple girl, the one who would do...
Top.
Yeah, well, kind of like her and the girl who would like have a bad side. It's the same Magenta. Same thing with Caitlin Snow, like her a personality change, and that's when she goes bad. Like you saw how her eyes turned blue, and then that's when she went overboard and almost killed a dude. So I think it's not her who's bad, but Killer Frost is coming out, not Caitlin Snow.
Well, you know, it's one of those things like when we think about the Flash and that the explosion that gave everybody their powers. This is very reminiscent of Static Shock back in the 80s in the Milestone comics when the Big Bang, this device went off on a pier and a bunch of street kids got exposed to this energy. And the powers they began to manifest is related to their subconscious. Like Barry Allen never felt fast enough. He was never able to keep up, and so then he becomes the Flash. And so with Killer Frost, she even talked about how cold her mom was and how her mom turned cold and all these, and so there's that kind of relationship. But I find it interesting because I've been in comics for so long that like Killer Frost actually had nothing to do with the Flash, and she was actually a Firestorm villain, and so it's kind of interesting to see what the direction they're going. But in the new is it the new Suicide Squad comic or the new Justice League, Killer Frost is actually going to be a member of the new Justice League, so we'll see how that plays out. But I know you're a little behind on the Flash.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, we jumped right into the one you're behind on. And then we're going to talk about the one you don't even watch, Supergirl. I'm loving this season of Supergirl. I really am. Last season, it was all way too CBS. She was boohooing over boys and all of that business. And this in the CW, I was kind of scared because, that's the Supernatural network with the pretty boys riding around and doing all that stuff. So I was a little concerned we were going to be back into that. But no, this has been a very much, Superman showed up in the beginning. We got a new Superman, and he actually looked pretty good in the part. He came out of Teen Wolf, so I was a little scared about that whole thing. But
I don't watch Supergirl. I only saw the episode that Flash was in. So
see, y'all have to catch up with these things. The new Supergirl, they just interjected Mon-El, which is, he goes back to the 1950s when Superman discovered a Daxamite, which is, they're similar to Kryptonians. It's all right, whatever. All right, fine, be that way then. The Walking Dead, everybody watches that. Do you watch that?
Oh, no.
I've only seen when they ate the guy's leg. That part was amazing.
When they ate the guy's
That
leg?
was Terminus, when they ate Bob's leg.
Yeah, when he's like, oh yeah, by the way, I got bit. So, well, apparently we do need to talk about it a little bit because this season, Glenn died.
And Abraham.
So what? Glenn died.
Abraham is the G.I. Joe, pretty much.
I don't know. He was always so. Yeah. I like the actor, but I didn't really like the part. But he did have the best line when he told the guy to, But it ended badly for him.
It did.
So it's interesting to see where they're going to go. It's just like everything else. There's this ongoing escalation of the villain. The villain has to be progressively worse.
Yeah.
And they've got some pretty nasty villains. When the background are zombies and we forget about them because of the nasty people involved, that should tell you something about how bad the people are.
Yeah. And Negan's supposed to be one of the worst. So, Governor compared to Negan, isn't really that bad. And the other side groups, the ones who put the zombie guts on them, the Whisperers, I think they're called. They're not that bad, but it's just, I think right now all the other villains, if they're going to be some, might be interconnected with Negan.
Yeah, Negan is supposed to be sort of the Joker to Rick's Batman. That's sort of the balance. But if you watch the show, my wife and I will watch it, and I look at her and I go, you really understand that Rick and his people aren't necessarily the good guys.
Yeah.
You know, if you watch the show, they're like kicking in doors and shooting people with, you know, no warning. They're not compassionate, loving souls, except for Glenn. Glenn never killed anybody.
Yeah.
So that's why he had to die. He represented hope. Okay, so what on here do you watch so we can go there?
Lucifer.
Lucifer, and I don't watch Lucifer. So the basic premise of Lucifer is Lucifer got tired of being in hell and
Took
quit.
a vacation.
Yeah, it's one of those things where the God is an abstraction, but they talk about him sort of like in the first person or second person, like he's right there. I do watch it some. Like I do know that right now, Lucifer, God's wife, is there.
Yeah, the appearance of Lilith was, the way she was introduced was really fantastic. And right now, Lucifer is actually on a downward spiral. He had been really fighting the whole persona of being the devil, trying to do good, being a detective, solving murders. And now, after the recent murder of his second brother, Uriel, he is actually taking on the devil qualities, and he's showing his masks around, and he's just completely destructive. And it's actually really amazing to see him take on that side.
I thought it was interesting that they interjected Lilith because there's a religion called Zoroastrianism where God has a wife and there is a devil, and the devil is the son of God, and so it's kind of closer to that structure. I saw one recently where somebody had stole his wings and he's trying to get them back, and the props in that, the wings that they had set up, those props were amazing. I was like, wow, those are really great. So now I just want to make some. I have them in my living room.
One show that's not on there is Arrow.
Yeah. Well, we talk about Arrow.
It's been good now, like how they, I think someone's coming up next episode. Not the one today, but the upcoming one. If you've seen the trailer for it. No, it's this episode. It kind of looks like Arkham Knight's costume, but it isn't Arkham Knight. I know that, but it looks similar to Arkham Knight's costume.
I have to check that out. I watch it, but I sort of watch it on. I record it and then insert it in my daily routine when I can.
Yeah.
But no, I'm still a big Arrow fan. I just keep waiting for them to go and Dick Grayson. But
they don't bring the Black Canary back, right? Like she stays dead, hopefully.
Which one, Sarah or Laurel?
Sarah. No, Laurel.
Laura's, yeah, she's definitely dead.
Yeah, she might come back in flashbacks or something along those lines.
But they might bring in Earth 2's Laurel, because they captured the villain one, and she might, I think, become the Black Canary, because she has Black Canary's powers, like pretty much, except she doesn't have the necklace.
I think she's called the Black Siren.
That's what she was called in the other Earth.
Yeah.
But I think they might bring her into Arrow. That would be an interesting thing.
Well, I thought he brought this new team together, and I think the girl. Well, I thought originally the girl was dressed up as Black Canary.
No, she isn't. She is
Arrowette.
No,
or Artemis.
Yeah, she's Artemis. So.
Which is interesting because that means now we have
What's his name? The dude with the hockey mask.
Oh, Wild Dog.
Her father. Like, in Young Justice, how they would bring out.
Oh, Taskmaster.
Yeah, Taskmaster, and then her sister,
Cheshire. Yeah.
So they might bring those in.
Yeah, and there's a new rumor, of course, and I always have to address this because my hopes and dreams hinge on it, is that Netflix is picking up third season of Young Justice.
Yeah, I've been looking around for that, and they say Netflix is thinking about just they need more viewers to come up for it.
So if you have an opportunity, turn on Netflix, put on Young Justice. You don't even have to sit and watch every episode, because I've watched every episode at least 10 times, but I just leave it in my office playing and say, ha, there you go. So, yeah. Of course, we need to talk about Luke Cage. I mean, what can we really say about Luke Cage? I mean, he's really one of the, predominant African-American superheroes. He, I don't know, he doesn't predate the Falcon, but as far as characters go, he's one of the few standalone African-American characters that carried his own title for a while. Super strong, invulnerable, been an Avenger, led the Avengers. So it's interesting that now he's got this Netflix show all the Netflix shows, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, they're all very much darker. It's interesting, one of the most recent complaints that we've heard was that the DC movies are too dark and the Marvel movies are light and fun, and then the Netflix movies, which are all Marvel, are dark, and I can't let my kids watch them, but like my kids can watch all the DC stuff, The Flash, Supergirl, Arrow, all of that. So those are, it's kind of interesting, the paradigm between the two, that one is, they both have that kind of thing going on.
Yep.
All right, did I cover everything? Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Our producer wanted us to talk about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Apparently he likes that.
I'm super behind.
Way behind.
Same.
Yeah. All right, we'll say,
Or just died where
There's
I'm
just
at.
too many
so.
shows.
we'll just scratch it out and just write that show Ghost Rider's in, because that's really, right now the thing.
They're saying that there's a possibility that Ghost Rider might get his own show, maybe after Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And I think that would give him a chance to make it darker, such as like Daredevil and them, because as Ghost Rider is, he's a very dark hero. So
Yeah, and he's kind of, given what Netflix is doing with some of their sort of darker characters, it's interesting that Ghost Rider makes it to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I know they're trying, connect it all to the Doctor Strange, which is coming out, we're going to talk about movies. And so, they're using the TV show to kind of prompt the movie, but I don't think this movie really needs it. If anything, I think Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. needs Doctor Strange more than vice versa. So y'all geared up, ready to go? See Doctor Strange Thursday?
Oh, I'm going Saturday.
Saturday. See, I'm just going to put it on Facebook and ruin everything for you, because that's what I do. That's how I roll. No. What about you?
I'm not sure yet.
See, slide.
See, it just had a principal.
Yeah.
I was planning to go see it with my friends, maybe the week of Thanksgiving. So
You need better, faster friends.
And I'll ruin it for you, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely going to ruin it for you. I'm going to text it to you. I'll text it. You'll never get, this happens. Rogue One, I'm all for another Star Wars movie that, doesn't have Jar Jar Binks in it.
Yep.
Oh, I'm definitely going to see it.
Yeah. I like the fact that now we're starting to shift towards, female leads, female characters that aren't the princess being rescued from the dark evil lord. Nothing against, Padme and Leia, they were, but, because those books were written at a time when sci-fi was really just mimicking fantasy. Because if you look at Star Wars, the original one, basically you have the good wizard, the evil wizard, the young knight. He finds the magic sword. He saves the princess from the evil castle, and blah blah, all that. And it's just put behind a different theme, behind a different prop. So I'm interested to see what Rogue One's going to do, because they're doing the Death Star thing, or they're stealing the documents and all that.
Yeah.
So it's one line in the original movie, and they managed to spin off an entire movie off of it. So it's kind of cool.
And I'm still disappointed though Kyle Katarn isn't in it. So these are one of the more important characters during like Luke's time and the time of the Empire. And with Jan, also the main character of Rogue One.
Wait, no, is he from one of the games?
Yeah, he's from the Jedi Knight games, which Jan was from, the character in that movie, the main one.
See, I'm missing that. I missed that bridge because I'm at the age that I don't really play the video games.
But they're pretty old video games. Like, they're not even from my time. They're from
What
the
time do you
90s.
think I'm from? Shut up. Door's a long ways away. All right, fine. We'll talk video games, old video games. No, old video games for me is Pac-Man, and I remember when that was new. Shut up. Harry Potter.
Don't watch it.
You don't watch it?
I'm a Lord of the Rings. I prefer Lord of the Rings.
I watch
It's
both.
yeah, they're not mutually exclusive. They don't stop you at the door on the way to Harry Potter and go, you really like Lord of the Rings.
Just not into it.
It's in two entirely different things. I'm excited. What do you think?
I'm super excited. Those trailers look amazing.
They do. I really wish there was more attached to it. And, maybe this is the precursor.
Part 1 and part 2.
Or so either take us into a different. They're trying to show us what the world's like in America. And, maybe we'll see Asia or some other story arc.
That'd be very cool.
That would be I always liked it when they My colleague and I, we always talked about going to graduation and wearing the robes and carrying the big staff, because that's how we feel when we walk in, because it's all like, pomp and circumstances and all that business. All right, now we're going to get down to the stuff that I'm not very good at, video games. Of course, we wrote down 2 that I play. Pokemon Go, level 30 Mystic. If you're not Mystic, you suck. WoW, World of Warcraft. There's a new patch, takes to 110. Don't play it?
Nope.
Nope. See, y'all have lives. See, I gave up life for about 5 years and played World of Warcraft a lot. It's interesting, but it becomes addictive, so it's really one of those things. So this is y'all's kind of thing, because you were talking about Call of Duty. She's a console player.
Infinite Warfare.
My favorite is the third one.
Modern Warfare 3.
Yeah, that one I felt like I feel like after that it kind of went downhill a little bit. The maps became easier. It was too user friendly. It was too easy to memorize, so it's really easy to kill. People just camp out, so it kind of lost some of its luster.
Yeah,
so I'm hoping with the new one it might suck a little less.
Yeah, because I heard Ghost was terrible, and so was Advanced Warfare.
Ghost was bad, but the campaign was pretty good. But after the campaign, I mean, you're supposed to play online, and after that, you just really can't do much.
The last one I played, though, was Black Ops 2 and Modern Warfare 3, but those were the last ones I played.
I stopped at Ghost, just because I heard so much negativity about the next one. But this one, actually, a lot of people are saying negative things about it, but I have to try it. Just
Is
to
it
know.
Infinite Warfare? Is that the one that's coming out?
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
newest one.
Yeah, I saw some trailers for it, and it was like, wow, that's really amazing looking. But, they always put the best stuff on the trailers. So.
Yeah.
It looks good. I tried Battlefront. I thought it was really difficult. Got frustrated. So I'm
Yeah,
predominantly a Call of Duty fan.
Have you played the old Battlefront?
I
Battlefront 2?
started with, I think, 2 or 3, and it was really...
Yeah, the second one, the one that came out, I think, in the 2000s, like early 2000s, that was the better one. This is like nothing like the old one. The old one was better. Like, they should have just copied and pasted the old one and made it with better graphics.
Yes.
Because the old one, like, you had a unlimited, like, there was like so many heroes, like Mace Windu, and even though they're trying to put into the Empire, they should have kept the Clone Wars, I think, and the Empire time.
Yeah, I feel like they do that with a lot of games. Like, I'm not a huge Halo fan, but I did play Halo 1 and 2, and then I saw the newest version. And the first 1 or 2, they had creatures and stuff that you could play or were part of the game and would come kill you.
Yeah.
And then in the newest one, the graphics are amazing, but you kind of lose some of that
Yeah.
extra interaction.
One game series I just got into is Battlefield 1. So I haven't played Battlefield 4 or any of those, but Battlefield 1 is like really fun. How it's in the past, so we don't have like the laser sights or like the more modern stuff.
So like swords and...
Yeah, there's swords in it. Like you can be on a horse with a sword, and then they got like just historical, but it's not accurate, but it's historical.
Yeah,
So
it's a game.
I don't know. I've been curious in Titanfall 2. I saw the trailers on that.
So it's so cool you can be in the little...
yeah, the robot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Titans.
My son plays Titanfall, and it's just sitting there watching fight and then jump out of that and fight and then jump back in
Run
and
up buildings and spin around and land in a robot.
yeah. I'm sitting there like, how do you even know how to do that? And he's like, I'm just doing it. Like okay, yeah. Don't take weight on him and do that because he'll go crazy. But I think that's about what we've got today. Any other topics we want to cover? Anything we're looking forward to? Christmas is coming. New toys.
I'll probably get everything I want by Christmas. Just games
Yeah.
and movies. Oh, the Assassin's Creed movie.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. I didn't even think about that one. It does look good.
21st, I believe,
Of this month?
of December.
Oh, okay.
It looks interesting, but I hope they don't mess it up or something. I haven't played any of the Assassin's Creeds, but I've heard they're really fun, and I just hope the movie doesn't mess up the games.
Honestly, yeah. I mean,
Going from book to movie or game to movie, there's always going to be something we don't like.
Like the World of Warcraft movie.
It was crap.
oh, I don't know if I call it crap. That's too nice a word. I mean, I had such high hopes because it had the guy from Viking in it, and it was like, oh. But the problem is that World of Warcraft, the world is too cartoony to translate well to a movie. It's one of those things. I mean, when we talk about any of the genres, one of the big ones when we talk about taking superheroes to the movies, is like, you know, costumes. Do the costumes relate, or do they become super campy? Like Wolverine isn't going to show up with his black and white striped with the cat whiskers on his mask costume because it would look stupid. But you know, they rework it, and you know, it's leather and it's got all these pieces and it's really cool. But they didn't do that with World of Warcraft. It looked like the game. And they didn't have gnomes. That's what I didn't get. I like gnomes. I always play gnomes, little short dudes. That's always my favorite, but no gnomes. And so it was like, okay, we can do all this CG, but we're not going to have those guys.
Yeah, like some of the graphics are cool, but it was just less than I expected.
Well, yeah, and I don't know where World of Warcraft is now. I mean, I know a lot of people that have gone back to playing it, but they, you know, anytime a new patch like this drops, something of this size, a lot of people will surge back, play for a few months, and then fade back out. I didn't this time. In the past, I have. I've gone back when the patches have come, but you know, the workload has kind of kept me occupied. And I got addicted to Pokemon Go, which, you know, yeah.
That's why I haven't played it yet.
It is super addictive.
I know it's going to be.
I know. I bought a bike this week just because I had to get more miles on my Pokemon. That's not really about why, but yeah, it don't hurt. But you know, it's interesting to see with video games for me. You know, I know the ones we've talked about today. You know, when you talk about that, I've been doing this a long time. Yes, I'm old. About how they've all changed so much. I remember, you know, we would all go to the arcade together with quarters and play video games, and now, you know, they're so interactive, they're so engaging. One of the ones my sons plays is Minecraft, and they play one called Roblox, where there's a lot of construction and they can build things. They can build their own games or environments and things like that. So it's really interesting. So the next thing is really, I've seen a lot of recently, especially with the additions to the phones, the little headpieces, we're starting to see more VR. So what do y'all think about, there's the new, is it Nintendo that's putting out the is it called a Kick or something like that? Basically the game system fits into a console, you're playing it, and then if you want to leave, you can just pull it out.
Oh yeah, it's the new Nintendo system.
And you can play as you walk. Yeah, and then you can plug it back in and play it right back on, and the game doesn't stop.
Yeah, that's the new one they have. So I think it's kind of like the Wii U, except the gamepad is the console. So like you said, you just connect it to your TV, and then when you leave, you can take it with you, and it's the exact same thing.
So if you have to go to the bathroom, you just do.
Yep.
Yeah, basically it's like a guy, he's like playing, and he's going, I gotta go to school, and he pulls it out, and he gets on the bus, and he's playing the video game, and then he gets home, and he's like, and he's right back to the game. It's like,
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
that is neat. I mean, it's where we're at now with the amount of technology and what we can do. It's just, it's really scary. I mean, it's scary, but it's fun.
Right, because now they have like the Samsung phones that have the little strap that makes your little.
Yeah, you need it for the iPhone too. I was looking at it the other day. We were in Best Buy, and I was like, oh man. And of course, you know, that's one more thing I need. I barely look up from playing Pokemon Go. If it's stuck in my face, I'd definitely be dead walking to traffic. But that's pretty much it for us today. Like always, you know, if you've got questions, we'll have an email address down here, around here somewhere, that you can email us, and we will try to answer your questions or offend you or whatever it is that we're going to do. And if there's something you think we need to be watching and talking about that we're not, let us know. This is Kayla, Josh, John. Be a geek. Have a good one.